So my name is Dmitry Davidov. I'm Bitrix24 Chief Marketing Officer. I will be conducting this webinar. It will be recorded and we will have short Q&A session at the end of this webinar as well, where you will be able to ask your questions. I take it that you know what Bitrix24 is. It's a unified communication and collaboration platform that comes with over 35 different tools. Today, we will be concentrating on 4: task and project management, document management, CRM, and calendars. These are the most popular tools used by over 75% of active Bitrix24 users. Just to give you a background about the product and the company itself was founded in 1998 as a web studio, so we're approaching 20 years in business. The self-hosted version of Bitrix24 was originally released back in 2008. It was called Bitrix Intranet CMS. And the cloud service that you are most likely using right now, it was launched in April 2012. Since then, this is actually data from our November presentation. So we're going to celebrate 1 million companies that signed up with Bitrix24 probably in February. Probably the number of people who at least tried using Bitrix24 closer to 5 million, and most importantly, people who try Bitrix24 tend to stay active users. If you go to the main page, bitrix24.com, at the very bottom you'll see the interactive map of companies using Bitrix24 worldwide, and you can actually see how many companies are using Bitrix24 near you. These are the people responsible for this product. We have about 180 employees in 5 different offices. Because we're so small relative to our user base, we are not always able to provide personalized demos or integration or customization. This is done by Bitrix24 partners only. So if you require phone support, this is available exclusively through Bitrix24 partners. Our partners are great, and best of all, the cost of purchasing Bitrix24 through our partners is exactly the same as purchasing Bitrix24 from us. We do have self-hosted version of this service as well. There are a number of advantages to using Bitrix24 on your own server. We do have webinars about self-hosted Bitrix24 running on Wednesday. So there will be one today. It will be conducted by our partner. But I will mention a few things about the self-hosted version of the service and why it's what advantages it has over the cloud. So let me go into our demo account, and we'll start with what you can change in the cloud. I take it that most of you are admins, so this is available to admins. If you go to intranet settings, you can get rid of these 2 digits if you don't want them. You can change the designation for like and unlike. You can change it to, let's say, yay or nay. The date and time formats differ from country to country, so you can change that as well. You can use AM/PM system, you can use 24-hour system, you can change the name format for your employees. The first day of the week can be changed as well. In some countries it's Sunday, in others it's Monday. If I'm not mistaken, it's actually Friday in Iran and a few other countries in the region. These things here, working time parameters, weekend days, and weekends and holidays are customizable as well. And these are important for task management. We do have an option called respect work hours. When this option is enabled, it means that you can only schedule a task for work hours. You cannot schedule it for weekends, holidays, and of course the way our system knows when your company works is only if you have this set up. If it's more appropriate to call yourself organization, because Bitrix24 is used not only by businesses, a lot of universities, NASA labs, MIT labs use Bitrix24 as well. So if it's more appropriate to call yourself organization and users, here you can switch this as well. A lot of other options are available for customization as well. Here, for example, if you want to give your users ability to address posts to all employees, whether general chat should be available to everyone, everything is available here as well. For the purposes of this demonstration, I will be using Bitrix24 Professional Plan, but everything that I've mentioned so far is available in free plan as well. I do not, unless you absolutely know what you're doing, please do not enable two-step authorization for yourself and your users, because if you lose your cell phone and your backup codes, you may never get access to a Bitrix24 account. The two-step authorization is the same type of technology that online banks use. Essentially, it's a second password that's generated randomly. So please enable this option only if you know what you're doing. If you do not need CRM or extranet or time management and work reports, meetings, briefings, lists, administrative workflows, these can be disabled. The last two options, ability to add company logo and restrict access by IP, which essentially means that you will allow your employees to access your account only from Office, for example, or offices. These are available in Bitrix24 Standard and Professional plans. Bitrix24 Standard plan costs $99 a month, and the Professional is $199. Let me show you what you can customize in the left-hand side menu. Let me start the workday so it doesn't blink. So this thing here can be customized as well. If you click the gear sign, you can rearrange items. You can hide items that you're not using. Here it says hide item. For the applications, as an admin, you can decide which employees will have access to apps, and you can set permissions for the apps as well in the cloud service right here. In the self-hosted version, admin can rearrange this for all of the users. By the way, in the cloud version, individual users can rearrange this as well. So everyone is doing it for themselves. In the self-hosted version, an admin can set up elaborate access rights, for example, that CRM would be only shown to sales department and the HR department would have another block, so on and so forth. One thing I want to show you, the last thing, is as an admin, sometimes you will have to do moderation and other administrative stuff. To enable admin mode, go to your profile, click enable admin mode, and you will see that your mode is enabled. You'll be able to do stuff like hire and fire employees. By the way, let me show you how it's done as well. If you want to dismiss an employee, you go to his or her profile and click dismiss. Of course, you probably already know how to invite new users. If you don't, you go to create and then select this, invite employees. Here you can either invite or add them. The difference is, in the first instance, they will have to enter their own password, and in the second instance, our system will generate it for them. And in this form, you can already distinguish whether it's going to be an employee or external users. External user access is available starting with Bitrix24 Standard Plan. You can automatically, at this step, make them part of a department or a work group. So let's talk about the activity stream because that's the centerpiece of Bitrix24 service. Everything that happens in your account will go through the activity stream, tasks, approvals, posts, so on and so forth. So this is what it looks like. You can do a lot from the activity stream. You can make important announcements, give out appreciation badges, create polls. You can set up administrative workflows like business trip requests, leave approvals. We will not be talking about these today, but let me show you. See this question mark? Each section, when you click it, it's topic dependent. You have documentation, articles, facts. So let's say I want to learn how to set up leave approval workflows. Here, I click workflow, I read the article, and here it's pretty straightforward. I do encourage you to go to a page called training.bitrix24.com. This first item here is the cloud service training course. We have 4 courses for self-hosted. We have documentation for REST API, that's for the cloud. For the self-hosted API, localization guide. If you have self-hosted Bitrix24, you can translate it into any language you want, so on and so forth. We also have YouTube channel where training videos are hosted. It's youtube.com/user/bitrix24/videos. So here, let's say I want to create a message. I go to activity stream. Here I can select individual people, mark departments, and I can also include email recipients. So when I do that, this message will go to Mark, those who work in IT department, and this email, this person whose email address I've typed in. We do realize that not everyone is social. Some people prefer using email. This email recipient will be able to post replies, comments by simply using their email client and click and reply to an email, or by clicking on a link that takes them to a special page that resembles your account, but it's not quite. It's a separate page that lets them interact with the posts. We do have the same thing planned for the tasks. You will soon be able to add email recipients to tasks and create tasks from email as well. That's coming this spring. So if you go to your profile, you will see this long, ugly looking email address. And if you forward a message to this email address, it will automatically create an activity stream post. Let me show you how it works. Once I do that, here I've just created a post from the email. This, by default, it's going to be addressed from you to yourself, so you will probably need to add new recipients. Let's say you received a long, angry email from a customer that requires immediate attention. The best way to get the discussion started is to forward email to that special address, and now everyone can take action. It also comes in handy when you have employees who only have access to email at the moment. They will be able to interact with you as well. The announcement is it's kind of like memo. It's reserved for important notices only, and the cool thing about announcements is that when you create an announcement first, it will be, oh, hold on, I didn't create an announcement. That was just a post. Let me Let me create an announcement. So here you will see that all of the employees will see this block here that there is an important announcement that requires their attention. And here I know that 3 employees have read this announcement. So this is much easier than sending email memos because you know right away who read it and who hasn't read your important announcement. Another communication tool that comes in handy is chat. We have extremely powerful instant messenger. I'm not going to be concentrating on it much. If you've used Slack or HipChat or Skype, it works the same way. You have general chat for the entire company. You have public and private chats for your workgroups and departments. You can exchange messages with individual users. We have free audio and video calls, audio conferencing. You can make phone calls from here if you have telephony credits deposited. And of course, we have a ton of settings for notifications. Really, really advanced. You decide how and for what events you want to be notified, or sometimes you don't. One of the frequently asked questions, if I don't want to receive notifications from general chat, how do I disable them? Right here. So that was the communication part of Bitrix24. Very, very brief overview. Let's talk about workgroups. The important thing to understand about our workgroups is that they have a dual function. The number one function they serve is user group, and they also double as project. So if you plan to use Bitrix24 as project management software and you don't understand where projects are, right here. Workgroups are the same as projects. If you go inside a workgroup, you will see that it has its own drive for documents, its own tasks that are associated with this particular project. It has its own calendar. Here, these are events scheduled for this calendar. Conversations, its own media gallery, its own wiki if you need it, and its own lists. We will not be talking about lists today, but we do have extremely powerful records management platform. I do encourage you to read our training manual and watch the videos how lists in Bitrix24 work. So if you want to create a workgroup, or a project, it's really, really easy. Create workgroup here. You can make it visible to all, meaning they will see it in when they go to all workgroups. You can make it private, and in this instance, only people invited to participate in this group or project will see them. Public group or public project means anyone can join. And the extranet option is available starting with Bitrix24 standard plan. It means that you will be able to invite external users, typically clients or contractors, to that specific project or workgroup only. You can select which features you need for your projects and groups. You can invite employees, and here we support tags. You can add tags here, could be client names or topics. This option lets you decide who can invite other employees, only the person who created workgroup or group owner and moderator, or anyone. You can also archive workgroups that you are no longer using. It's done here. You go to Actions, Group Parameters, move to Archive. Really easy. The access rights are very, very flexible inside workgroups and projects. Okay, that's the wrong item I clicked. Feature settings, that's what I wanted. You decide who has access to media gallery, that workgroup, calendars, tasks, drives, conversation, search, wiki, list. Let's move on to tasks. There are a number of ways where tasks can be created from. There are actually 4 different places, and we have short and long task forms. One of the places where you can create a task is from your daily planner. New task for Wednesday, right now. Here, the task has been created. That's how easy it is. And this is the short form for the tasks. Now, sometimes you just want a quick task. That's how it's done. Let me show you the full form, because our task and project management platform is very, very powerful. So task name, that's pretty obvious. The responsible person is the person who is going to be responsible for this task. We allow having only one responsible person per task. We believe if you have multiple people responsible, then nobody is really responsible. So you can involve others who will be assisting you as participants, or you can use this option. Duplicate the task and choose multiple responsible people. It means that the identical task will be created for, let's say, 5 different employees, and each of them will be responsible for their own task. You can add tags here. You can set up priority level for your tasks. The time planning, we have a deadline. That's the date by which task absolutely has to be completed. Start date and end date is when the task is supposed to start and end. This option here, you decide whether you want responsible person to change the deadline or not. Let's say I don't want to give Ben the right to change deadline, so I would disable this. This option is pretty important too, require approval to close task. It means that when Ben completes the task, it will go to me and I will say, yes, it was completed to my satisfaction, or no, it wasn't. And then Ben will not be able to close this task. Respect working hours, I've mentioned this option before. It means that you can only schedule the task for work hours. You cannot schedule the task for weekends or holidays. I will show you how this works as well later on. Track time spent, extremely important option. Again, absolutely free of charge. Here, if you do billable hours, you can enter the estimate of how long you think a task will take and then track actual time. This is also very handy when you're hiring freelance help and paying them by the hour. You can build reports showing you how much time was planned or allocated for a project and how much time was spent. This way you will be able to easily calculate whether you made money on this project or you lost it. We do have subtasks, unlimited subtasks, but sometimes it's easier to use checklists, so these are available as well. You can upload documents here. You can upload them from your own computer, from Bitrix24 Drive. We do support Box, Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, Yandex.Disk, so on and so forth. If you create a task inside the work group, it will be automatically assigned to that project. But you can also use this option. This task is in the project webinars, and then this task will be automatically assigned to this work group or project. And let me explain who observers are. So we have 4 different roles for tasks. The person who created the task, the responsible person, participants, those are who are assisting in the task, and observers. Observers, they didn't create the task, they aren't responsible, they're not going to be assist them in any way, but they want to keep track of what's going on. So observers are typically either clients or managers. It means that they will be able to see what's going on with this task. They will receive notifications. We do have both task templates and repeating tasks. The difference in this, if you have tasks that recurs at regular intervals, let's say accountants pay taxes every quarter, then you'll probably want to create a repeating task. And again, here, very, very flexible. And if you have tasks that recurs but at irregular intervals, let's say hiring and firing employees typically involves the same steps. You have to issue a key card or take it away, benefits, HR, onboarding. So for tasks that repeat at irregular intervals, you will probably want to create task template. I will show you where it is done. Finally, any task can be associated with CRM element. So usually that's a client. If you know that you're doing something for a client, or someone else is doing something for this client, use these CRM items. Okay, so if you go to the task view, you'll see that we have two options. We have list view and Gantt chart view. I will be talking about both. The list view is fully customizable. Here you go to the gear sign. Let's say I don't want any of these. I want group and CRM. I click apply. And here I've totally rearranged my view. When you are in all tasks, you can use the filter. You can export your task to Excel or Outlook, and you can perform group tasks. Let's say I have a web designer who quit or got into an accident, and he or she is no longer able to complete his or her task. Here I can delete all the tasks for this particular person or assign them to another person and do all of these other things. So group actions are available to you when you are in the tasks in the list view. The Gantt chart view is typically used by professionals only, but it's really, really convenient. It's also known as timeline view. We have scalable Gantt. You can zoom in and out, and this is handy because construction companies use Bitrix24, and their project lasts years, and their tasks like excavation or roofing, it can take months. So it really helps you to change the time scale to be able to easily view what's going on. If you want to change start dates or end dates for tasks, you can drag them like this. This will automatically reschedule tasks. So again, that's why Gantt chart is so convenient. If you click this, this makes the task favorite. Remember I mentioned about respect working hours? So I have a scheduled task for work days. Let's say I try to start it on Sunday. Nope, it won't let me do it. Let's see if I try to end it on Saturday. You see, it automatically skips to Monday. It calculates how much time was allocated for this task. Our system knows that we're not working on Saturday and Sunday, so it calculated forward and says, aha, this task will actually end on Monday. Free task dependencies are available in Bitrix24 as well. We support all 4 dependency types: finish to start, finish to finish, start to start, and start to finish. I'm not going to bore you with this, but it's really easy to create a task dependency or to delete it. Again, available to you free of charge. So let me explain what these items here mean. Ongoing, these are the tasks that are going on right now. A system, if you were selected as a participant in any tasks, the tasks that you're assisted in will be listed here. Set by me means you created the task. If you are an observer, you will see in this task in this filter. All your favorite tasks are here. Projects are the tasks that were assigned, to a specific work group or project. Here I know that I have only one task for this project. And in this project, I have 2 tasks. I can see them. This thing here, supervising, is really cool. So I know what everyone is doing in the company individually, their tasks for departments. These red counters here means that the task is overdue, or deadline hasn't been, end date hasn't been, deadline hasn't been set up for the task. Our system doesn't like tasks without the end dates. And red counters typically mean that it requires your attention. So I can go and see all tasks for Danny White. Why can't I see the task for all employees and departments? That's because we have company structure set up. This is absolutely free, and I encourage you to create company structure even if you only have 4 Bitrix24 users. This way, as a CEO or as a department of the head, you will receive reports, access rights depend on this, and you will be able to easily see what's going on. So this supervising view is extremely convenient if you are a manager. Reports are really cool too. Of course, you can create custom reports in Bitrix24 if you want to. Here you click add report and create any report you want to. The 2 reports I want to talk about today is efficiency report. It shows you how many tasks were completed on time, and more importantly, I want you, especially if you do billable hours, I want you to check out employee resource tracking. So here, remember when I showed you the time tracking option, I said that you can allocate specific number of hours and then compare how many hours were spent. So here I see that we planned 78 hours for Mark, but he actually spent 600 hours. And for Danny, it's the same way. So you can generate this type of report for yourself, for your subordinates, for specific projects, for any time period. Here you decide which project you want to generate this report for, and for tasks that are in progress or completed or have any other status. I encourage you to go and Google after the webinar, of course, Bitrix24 workload planning. You will see this blog post that explains how you can build these reports and make sure, especially if you do billable hours, that you are spending less or the same amount of hours as you planned. This is very important if you want to keep your projects within the budget. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for the tasks. Let me take a brief session, and if you guys are still able to hear me fine, please go to question box and say yes, everything is fine. You can see everything clear. You can hear me. Okay, I take it that everyone can hear me just fine. Okay, so let's talk about calendar. The one thing that you need to understand about calendars in Bitrix24 is that when you click calendar, it's actually a calendar grid. So here in the same grid, I can see my own calendar. I can see tasks. I can add events from other calendars, and they will be superimposed. That's really, 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 really convenient. The calendar has daily planner, daily view, weekly view, monthly view. Again, extremely convenient. A lot of companies use Bitrix24 as their appointment scheduling tool. Here I click and I decide that, okay, this time slot is going to be taken. I can enter here what's going on. I just can decide if I want to add this to my absence chart, so on and so forth. So this gear sign lets you set up settings for your Bitrix24, figure out which calendars you want to follow and make your favorite. If you want to synchronize your calendars with your Android or your iPhone, Google calendars, Outlook calendars, these are all configured here. We are aware of the fact that new Google calendars use different protocols for synchronization, and sometimes people who use new Google calendars are having issues. We are working on it. It will be fixed soon, but you can contact our help desk if you want to. Here you can create new event for the calendar. You can create a new task directly from the calendar, or you can create a new calendar. There are many instances when one employee might want to have multiple calendars. Let's say one for work and one for volunteering or something like that. Or sometimes there are situations when one person runs two companies and wants to have different calendars for them. Another thing I want to show you is that each calendar has access permission. Let's say we have a secretary who does scheduling for her boss, or we have a receptionist who works in a dental clinic and she schedules appointments for 5 different calendars. So here you can give access to any employee, or if you're using virtual assistants, you could do that as well, and someone else will be scheduling events for you. So that's how it's done. If you want to create an event, it's really easy. You click in your calendar. Here you decide what's going to happen. Bitrix24 is used by remote teams frequently. So if you have someone working in Europe and someone working in the Philippines, you can obviously select time zones, and this way it will be convenient for everyone to see in their local time. The description is here. Here you invite people, let's say all employees. And let me show you one cool thing that's called event scheduler. So here you can also decide whether a meeting is public, if you want them to confirm the attendance. So this is how the event scheduler works. Let's say you work in a company where everyone is busy. You pull this thing along and it shows, this time slot is not going to work because few people have something scheduled for this time. This time slot will work, this time slot will work, this won't work, but this will work. So if you work in a company where there are a lot of employees, or you work in a small company but everyone is busy, use event scheduler. It's going to make your life much, much easier. And finally, looks like I rescheduled it. Whoops. One last thing I want to show you is that when you create new event, you can also make it repeat event, and you can make it public. You can also associate it with a CRM entry. So if you have a meeting with a client or a prospect and schedule an event from the calendar, it will be added to your CRM as well. Repeat events are very convenient for weekly meetings or for monthly sales meetings, for strategy sessions that happen every 6 months, so on and so forth. Okay, let's switch to the CRM. A lot of you, I assume, decided to attend today's webinar because you want to see how our CRM works. One of the best, absolutely best features about Bitrix24 is that it comes with built-in telephony. It means that when you use our telephony, all phone calls will be automatically logged and recorded if necessary. When a client calls you, the phone call will be automatically routed to a manager assigned to this client. A lot of advantages to using Bitrix24 telephony. Essentially, you have 3 different options when using our telephony. The first option, connect to your number, is also known as relay phone number. It means you will be using Bitrix24 CRM only for outbound calls. Our rates are dirt cheap. I think for US it's only 1 cent a minute. We have really cheap rates for India, less than 2 cents a minute. And of course, you can see our rates if you go to Bitrix24 pricing. Check rates, buy credits. These will all open the rates. So that's option number 2. You use Bitrix24 only for outbound phone calls, but caller ID shows your number so that your clients know that you're calling them, or they will know which phone number to call back. Rent a phone number is probably the most popular option. You can rent phone numbers in 43 different countries. It's really cheap, usually $6. Very popular among Asian companies that do outsourcing for US. You can be located in India, but you probably want your local US phone number. So let's select USA number. If you want toll-free number, you can rent one. But let's say I want to pretend that I am in San Francisco. Local, California, where is San Francisco? Let's go down, 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 down. San Francisco. San Francisco. Let's use 415 code. Okay, it's actually cheaper. It's $4 now. It used to be almost $6. So here you can rent local phone numbers. You can rent multiple phone numbers, and here you can configure phone number. Before I show you how phone numbers are configured, let me mention the third option. If you use your own PBX, if you have SIP trunk, you can keep using your current telephony provider, your current phone number, pay your current rates, but connect to Bitrix24 via this option. It costs $49 a month. So once I configure phone number, I can set up extension number processing. So you can create internal extension for your employees, and here decide what happens if one of your employees got a phone number and they didn't answer. Here, as I said, you can select your clients, an option that would directly connect clients with only responsible manager. So they don't have to wait for someone to transfer them to an appropriate person. They will be automatically forwarded to assigned manager because our CRM knows the phone number, they know who's calling, and they know which of your employees is responsible for this person. The phone queue, this option here, means that you can select how incoming phone calls from new clients are distributed. One option is you can just distribute it evenly. So first phone call will go to Danny, second one to Peter, third to Victoria. You can use this option to everybody. It means that everyone's phone will start ringing, and the first person to answer will carry on the conversation. You can decide what happens to missed phone calls. One of the most popular options is if someone new calls and no one answers, this will automatically create a lead in your CRM. Chances are you will be wanting to record your phone calls, But in most states, in most countries, you have to play a warning that the phone call is being recorded. This option here plays this warning if you want to. Assess quality of the phone service. When your client ends the phone conversation, they will be asked to rate the service 1 through 5, and this is how it's set up. This option and ability to distribute phone calls to everyone are available in commercial plans starting with Bitrix24 Plus. So that's only $39. That's really, really cheap. You'll probably want to have these options enabled. The phone hours. Obviously, you're not going to be working round the clock, although there are a few businesses that do just that, but most don't. So you decide what happens if someone calls you on, let's say, Sunday afternoon. You can forward them to a voicemail or transfer phone call to your mobile number or end phone call. So these were the telephony options. Let's dive into the CRM. Let me briefly talk about different entities that Bitrix24 CRM uses, because we are known as full sales cycle lead to deal CRM solution. We have leads, contacts, companies, deals, quotes, and invoices. Let me see what that thing was. Okay, invoices are here. So leads are people who aren't your clients yet, but it's likely that they will become clients. Contacts are people you know inside companies and talk to. Deals sometimes are known as opportunities. Quotes are quotes and invoices are invoices. So let me give you an example how one might want to use Bitrix24 CRM. Let's say you are selling dental equipment and you've just been assigned new territory, the state of California. You're going to purchase a list of all dentists in California or go through Yellow Pages and add them as leads. You'll start calling them, doing office visits, and you'll soon find out who does purchasing and add them as contacts. Then you can create deals. And let's say someone said, okay, we might be interested in buying 3 dental chairs and a new X-ray machine from you. You create a deal for that and provide them with a quote. And if they accept your quote, you can issue invoice and they will pay the invoice. So that's how Bitrix24 CRM works in general. Of course, many of you only work with your clients or you want to use Bitrix24 as your help desk. In this instance, you will be using contacts and companies, typically one or the other. So here I am in the leads. I want to show you that entities like leads, deals, and invoices have dashboards. It means that here I can see what's going on with my leads, which sources they are coming from. Bitrix24 can track sources of your leads automatically. So if someone calls a phone number that has been used in Google Ads, our CRM will automatically assign it to Google Ads or a specific newspaper or radio station. If someone fills out a web form, you can integrate our CRM with web forms. We have a free app for that. You can automatically create lead source website. If someone sends you an email, this can be set as a lead source as well, so on and so forth. So here I see how many leads are active, how many were junked, how many converted, which of my employees did most work, and how I'm ranking compared with others. This is, you can set it up for yourself. This is the demo data, and you have it in your account as well, but you can set it up. So when you are in leads or contacts or other entities, just like with the tasks, you can perform group actions. So let's say I want to send email message to all of my leads. Here I go, and last time in task we reassigned responsible person. You can do this in CRM as well, but this time I want to send email message to all of the leads I selected. Here's how it's done. Don't worry, your clients will not see other clients. This is BCC, blind carbon copy. It's just an example of how group actions in Bitrix24 CRM work. And I will be talking about email later on. Leads have different statuses, totally customizable. I'll show you how to customize them as well. And there are two scenarios how lead stages are used in our CRM. The first scenario is known as lead qualification. So you will want to qualify leads. You'll want to talk to them and find out how soon they want to make the purchase, what their budget is, so on and so forth. So you can create three categories of your leads: primary, secondary, and so. So you could use statuses for that. But most popular way is when you're pushing your leads along the sales funnel. You know, this is the coldest stage, new lead not assigned. Then you start talking to them, find out something about lead, send them emails, they reply. So here you want to get them to this stage converted when they become clients. So if I go into a lead, let me show I don't quite want to generate deal for anyone. Let me close this. Here's the lead card. Again, fully customizable. You can change anything you want to. Looks like our system is thinking. Let me see if the other instance is faster. CRM leads. Okay, so here is the short and long form. Typically, you'll probably want display the most important information first, but I want to show you that you can hide other information. If you want to add comments, here's the comment section. Do not call to this person in the evenings. Here I've just added a comment. You see the activities that were performed with this lead. In this instance, I changed the statuses a lot, so this is all recorded. The history of interaction with the lead. This is available in commercial plans only, starting with Bitrix24 Plus. So if you want the history, and you probably do, you need to upgrade to Bitrix24 Plus. If I want to send an email to this lead, I can use templates, by the way. We'll be talking about templates as well. If you want to schedule a phone call, schedule a meeting, task, it's all done here. Sometimes you want to discuss a lead with someone in your company. Now let's say I want to discuss this. This way, when you need this, use message. Oops, I didn't enter anything. Mary wants in-house visit. Here I've just created a message that involves other employees, but is still attached to the CRM record. That's extremely convenient. So our contacts, companies, deals, they work in a very similar way. I'm not going to go over this. It's essentially the same type of stuff. Here you can see activity, if you issued any deals, if you issued any quotes, any invoices, contacts associated with this company. If business processes were run, we do have a very powerful sales automation module inside Bitrix24. You can read more about this in our technical manual and watch our videos. Let me talk about settings and reports. We'll probably spend maybe 10 or more minutes on settings because, again, Bitrix24 CRM is really, really powerful. So reports, we have reports for deals, products, we do have product catalog, not going to be talking about it today, leads, invoices, and activity. These are designed specifically for managers and business owners to understand what's going on with your sales and your people. How many deals are being won, who's winning them, how much money you're expecting. Again, same thing as with tasks. If you want to create your own custom reports, you can. Here, you can click that thing here and then decide which report you want to create. Let me show you the manager activity report. That's probably the one that's going to be used most frequently by bosses. Here I can see who's been doing what. So Abby, he was doing most of the tasks, no outgoing emails, no phone calls, and Danny, 4 tasks. So this is really, really, really handy. Looks like we got a received one question. Let me sure. Okay, folks, the Q&A session will be probably in about 20 minutes. I will answer all of your questions at that point. So the reports are really, really powerful. Let's quickly run through our settings because there are very, that's a lot of settings to go through. Taxes obviously vary from country to country, state to state. Here in Europe we have VAT. In many states you have sales taxes. Sales taxes vary from state to state. I think Nevada doesn't have any sales taxes, but New York does. California sales tax is different from New York. A lot of provincial taxes in Canada. Units of measurements differ from different countries. Ounces, grams, yards, feet, metric tons, anything you're using you can add here. Product properties for the catalog. Let's say you're selling t-shirts. T-shirts come in different colors, in different sizes, different materials. Locations, currencies. Again, Bitrix24 is popular worldwide. In Europe, we have clients who sell in euros and pounds and zlotys and Norwegian kronas, so you can add as many currencies as you want to, but please take note of the fact that only one currency will be used as your reporting currency and invoicing currency. You can read our manual how to set up different currencies as your invoicing currency if you need that. Statuses, really important. Remember I talked about custom lead stages. Here's where this is customized. Let's say I need another status. Meeting requested. That's how it's done. You can delete any stage you don't need except the first one and the last one. So these cannot be deleted. If you want to make it more visual, we're all different in how we prefer to see things. You can change color codes. The stages for the unsuccessful leads. Sometimes you receive the list or you bought a list, but some businesses went out, companies went out of business, someone retired. You'll have to junk leads. That's how you can set up stages for that. Again, the same type of thing for deals, fully customizable, and for quote statuses and invoice statuses, fully customizable. Remember I mentioned that our CRM can track your sources automatically, or your agents can enter sources manually by simply asking where you heard about our company. This is where it's done. The contacts, again, Bitrix24 is not only used for sales, it's used for recruiting, for PR. If you want to distinguish between contact types here, or which companies inside your CRM, how many employees they have, which industry they belong to, what type of deal you're proposing. Maybe you're selling cars, maybe you are selling repairs, maintenance, after-sales services, fully customizable. Salutations. In the United States, we use Mr. and Mrs. In Latin America, senors and senoras. If you're selling to churches, reverends might be appropriate. Professors, if you're in academic sales. So this is all set up here. And again, event types are customizable as well. Let's say the custom fields. You can add unlimited custom fields in leads, contacts, companies, deals, quotes, and invoices in Bitrix24. As far as I know, Bitrix24 is the only free CRM that lets you have unlimited custom fields. This is how it's done. Here you can see a list of fields you're already using. If you need new custom field, click Add. If it's mandatory, here we support all different types of fields, and they can be bound to CRM elements as well. Again, absolutely free of charge. It's likely that you will be needing to build reports around custom fields. Again, free of charge, available here. Folks, I'm reminding that I am recording this webinar. I do realize that we're rushing through everything. You will have a chance to watch this recording later on or show it to your employees. These are payment details. You're going to be making or receiving payments, and typically you have to provide bank account number, bank account address, IBAN number, sometimes SWIFT number. In some countries, you have to provide tax ID, VAT ID, business registration number. So you don't want to type this information or copy and paste it constantly. So you create the template once, and it will be automatically added to your invoices or other documents. Permissions, extremely important if you have more than one person using your CRM. Obviously, as an admin, I should be able to do everything in the CRM. I should be able to delete records, export records, import records, update anything I want to. So if I'm an admin by default, I can do that. But a measly leads manager, so to speak, they shouldn't be able to delete or export or import data in the CRM. So this is how it's set up. I'm going to deny access for that. They should be able to only have access to contacts and leads that they're personally responsible for, so they will not be able to see records that other agent is handling. So this is how you create a role and set up which employee can or cannot do in your CRM. Extremely flexible, very powerful, free of charge. Moving on to, okay, automation business processes, really, really powerful. We have awesome recorded webinars about that, and partners are typically hard to create custom business processes. If you're interested in that part of Bitrix24, please go to our YouTube channel and the training course, because that stuff is quite complex. If you've never used with our CRM, you will not be able to configure our business processes right away. It's actually easier for you to contact our partner and hire them to do it. But if you have previous coding experience, if you're a programmer, then you won't have any problems with that. So I've showed you that you can send and receive emails in Bitrix24 CRM. Google Bitrix24 send and save, and you will be able to read this really long article, how everything works. I just want to show you that these are the settings where you can integrate email, and you can create email templates. By default, you can have only one email address per account. So all of your agents or managers will be using the same email address. You can create email templates. The mail merge works on individual mails only. It doesn't work on bulk emails. And we do not support HTML templates. So if you need bulk mail merge and if you need HTML templates, go to Bitrix24 Marketplace. MailChimp app has it. MailyGen, very powerful, fully integrated service with Bitrix24. They have it. Unicenter has it. SendPulse has it. So we have a number of integrations with services that support HTML templates and mail merge for bulk emails. Bitrix24 doesn't have that yet inside. We do have this planned for later this year. Let's see what other settings do we have. Integrations, if you are using Bitrix24 with your e-commerce site, if you want to use web forms, that's all done here. The CRM applications are here. And other settings are quite important too. So if you want to have specific rules how your quotes and invoices are numbered, that's set up here. What you want to do with duplicate entries, how your duplicate control should be configured, that's set up here. We have different address formats for Europe, USA, and United Kingdom. If you want to call from Bitrix24 via Skype, let's say, this is configured in call to link format. Please be aware of the fact that your phone calls will be logged and recorded only if you use our telephony. You can use other services like Skype or Link or other web telephony services to make phone calls from our CRM if you change the parameter here, but they will not be logged or recorded. Selection list rules, activity stream rules. If you have this enabled, the main activity stream will show CRM activities as well. If you have it disabled, your CRM activities will not be displayed in the main activity stream, but they will be displayed in the CRM activity stream. The history, when it should be logged, and other activity settings here. The one I want to concentrate on and bring your attention to is this one. If you use our free account and you use our free email marketing platform, Sent by Bitrix24 will be automatically added at the end of each email. If you upgrade it to a paid plan and you probably don't want this, here's how you disable it. And more general settings. The last thing about CRM is history. Again, available only in commercial plans starting with Bitrix24 Plus that costs only $39. When you have history enabled in your account, you will be able who did what. If someone viewed records on Sunday night, one of your agents, that's probably a reason for concern. Here you can see who changed anything in the CRM. Did anyone delete any data? Did anyone change any phone number? Did they perform any activity? Everything is available in the CRM history. Okay, the last part is document management. In Bitrix24, we have 3 different types of drives. Company drive, workgroup drives, and my drive. If you used Dropbox or Box or Google Drive, our drive works in exactly the same manner. You can synchronize Bitrix24 with cloud instance with your computer. You can work on your computer and files will be automatically synchronized in the cloud when you have desktop app installed. You can access documents via your mobile device. You can share files with outside users. You can set up access rights for your employees, so on and so forth. So I'm not going to go into great detail. Let me just show you a few things. So here, company drive, by default, these are the files that should be available to everyone in your company. HR documents, employee manuals, forms, certifications, W-9 forms, so on and so forth. So here I can assign permissions to the entire drive. Let's say I want IT department to have full access, but everyone else, I want them to only be able to read documents and not do anything else. This is where it's done. Again, there are more settings here. You can configure business processes for document approvals, see which business processes are actually being run. The network drive address where you can connect this drive to, and settings. We give you two options. You can work with documents in cloud, meaning you can use Google Drive, Google Docs, the free version, or you can use MS Office apps if you want to, and you will be able to edit documents online. I will show you how it's done. You can also use your Office suite, let's say MS Office or Open Office or anything like that. I believe Bitrix24 even works with Photoshop. Some people have set it up this way. I don't know why. This is where it's configured. One last item. As an admin, no doubt you will one day receive frantic calls from users who will say, I didn't do anything, but all my files were deleted, or some of the files were deleted. Here you go to company drive or workgroup drive or their personal drive. As an admin, remember, you can have admin mode enabled. You go to recycle bin and you can restore any file that was previously deleted. So let me go to my drive and show you how to share documents. So first of all, if the document was revised, you'll see it in the revision history. So here I revised it for different types. I can revert to any version I want to. If you click specific document, you will see where it's used. You can share access to file or folder with any employee or department or work group. Let's say I want to give IT department to all employees ability to full access to this document or my drive or my folder. That's how it's done. So let me show you how to edit documents online. Let's work on this document. So I'm going to select the file from my Bitrix24 drive, and I've allowed others to edit it. Let me send it. I will ask my colleagues if they can help me with editing this document. Let me open it up first. Okay, I'm going to ask my colleagues to show the simultaneous editing of the document. Hold on a second. So I'm using Google Drive, the free version. It's not Google for Work. So you can have multiple people editing the same document at the same time. This is done quite easily. via Bitrix24, all you have to do is to give other people ability to edit documents. So while my colleagues are connecting online, I'll show you that you can save the documents. Here you see this funny elephant appear. This means that someone else joined and they are editing the document as well. See here, anonymous elephant means we don't even require authorization for Google. So this is another person. Let me show you that we're doing something at the same time. Both of us can edit the document, and you can save the document. Here I'm going to close it. We're going to save the document. And here it shows that Jennifer, because she was the last person to edit edition, the document was changed and version number 13 has been added. We've played around with this document quite a bit, so that's how it's done. Thank you very much for attending this webinar. I am stopping the recording now, and we are going to answer your questions. So this is how you share files with external users. You go to your document or your folder and click Get Public Link. When you click the public link, it automatically generates you the link, and you can set a time limit for it or use password restriction. So it's really easy as that. Again, the document link. Get public link. That's how easy it is.